All right, welcome back to season 6 of our show, and today it's T-bone steak, and we're pan frying them up, accompanied by 2 beautiful side dishes. Let's show you how to get these guys done. So this is what we're using today. We're using some beautiful T-bones. They're 1-inch thick steaks. Now, when you do your steaks in the pan, you don't want to go over 1 inch. If this was like a 2.5-inch steak, you could pan fry it, but you'll have to finish it off in the oven to reach the right temperature because it might be too rare in the middle. By going 1 inch with it, you can finish this off right on the stove top and never have to worry about going under. All right, so what I'm going to do is get these onto the tray. Now, you want these as dry as possible. And you want to get them nice and dry, so all your seasoning can stick to them. So I'll just get all of them on the tray. Now they're a little bit damp, like these are a little bit damp, it's okay. Because it'll just help the spice stick a little bit more, but they can't be wet, like sopping wet, you don't want to do that. So just get your spices on here. I got oregano, garlic, a little cumin powder in here, paprika, that's for some color. No salt and no pepper in this one. And then I'm going to flip sides. But get them seasoned well because you want a really well seasoned steak. And now that they're nice and dry with the spices on here, they'll fry up beautifully. Now we're frying these in a cast iron. And we're frying them in lard. That's right, lard. You could use beef tallow, but I feel that lard, it's the same thing as bacon grease. It's got to give them that nice flavor in there. Along with this, we're making a beautiful cauliflower and broccoli. And we'll show you that in just a little bit. And those potatoes there, we're making a gorgeous domino potato for you. So that's what's coming on the list next. And that's it. So now you get them seasoned, just like that. I'm going to salt these right before they go in the pan because I don't want them too salty. So if you salt these and let them sit off to the side, see, I'm letting them sit off and get some flavor in here. I'm going to use the rest of my seasoning up. If you salt these and let them sit, they could be too salty just because they're a thin steak. And when steaks are thin like this, I'll just season them last second before they go on. Because you want time for the seasonings to set in, but you don't want the seasonings to set in with salt and let the steak become way too salty, so don't do that. And then I'm just going to pick up some of the spices with the side here and just rub the sides in because that fat, when it hits the pan, that's the best part. All right, I'm going to get cleaned up. I'm going to meet you right back here, so stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, we got those steaks in the fridge. They're chilling out. We're on to the domino potatoes, so let's show you how to get this one done. So anyone that's unfamiliar with domino potatoes, what are they? They're thinly sliced potatoes in a domino formation. All right, so let's get these guys off to the side. Start with a cast iron pan. So I'm using avocado oil. I'm gonna heavenly grease this pan. So I got a little rag here and I'm just gonna spread that grease around, just like this. My pan, put it off to the side. I'm gonna bring in my potatoes. So this is how I'm gonna do my potatoes. So I'm gonna just thinly slice. Just like that. And get them pretty thin. Not thin to the point where they're like potato chips, but you want them nicely thin. Like that. And the thinner you get them, the faster they're gonna cook. So we're gonna make them about yea thin, just so they all cook in the same fashion. We don't want others cooking faster. And the little end pieces like this, we're just gonna put these off to the side. Take all these potatoes and just put them onto the bench. I'm gonna take our slices and just get them right in the bowl. Just like that. I have oregano, garlic powder, onion powder, thyme. And I'm just gonna mix it up just like that. I just put them all in the middle. There's no salt in here. So now, I'm gonna boil my potatoes up. I'm gonna move them around in the oil. It's avocado oil. Same thing as what we put in the pan. And now I'm just gonna season my potatoes. Just roll them around in there. So basically you would just cut all your potatoes up first. You wouldn't do them in batches like I'm doing them. I'm just doing this to show you guys, and then we're gonna just lay them in the pan like this. And we're gonna stack them and keep stacking. And when we're done stacking, I'll meet you right back here and show you what we got right before they go in the oven. So stick around, don't go anywhere. All right, so we're just about to go in that 450-degree oven. I'm just going to show you how to finish these off. Doesn't that look pretty? Look at that. We wrap those all up. And make sure you take your hand and just push them down like this, just to fan them all out. So once you get them in, just make sure they're separated and they have enough room in between each other, and they're fanned out beautifully. So here are the end pieces that we saved. I said make potato chips with. So you don't only have to make potato chips, you could just put them on a little tray like that. I stick those in the oven, and those are the first servings that I'll put on the plate. All right, so here's some salt. We're gonna salt the top of these. You're gonna want a generous amount of salt because they are potatoes. Just like that. I'm going in with some more oil because you want that to look pretty in there and you want it nice and baked on. So let's just go in with some more of that beautiful oil. It's avocado oil, so if you're health conscious, don't worry about it. And it's got a beautiful smoke point to this. All right, so I'm gonna go in with a little black pepper. Just sprinkle it over, just a little bit. This is a heavy gauge black pepper too. So I'm gonna go in like that. And I just want everyone to get maybe a piece or two of that cracked black pepper. There it is. Here's the rest of the spices and the ingredients. So just take them and just sprinkle them on top. And get them nice and even in there. And this way you're not wasting all your spices in there. Just make sure everything looks nice and pretty in there. And there we go. And now you got some gorgeous looking potatoes. All right, in the oven, 450 degrees. We'll see you right back here. Stick around, don't go anywhere. All right, you want the top rack. You want the top rack so that heat can bounce off the ceiling of the oven and get that as well. And here's my little side dish here. I'm just gonna put those right over there. All right, we'll meet you right back here. Stick around, don't go anywhere. All right, so we have those potatoes in the oven baking away. Now we're showing you a very beautiful shrimp scampi with broccoli and cauliflower. Let's show you how to get this one done. So for this dish, of course, you're gonna need some shrimp. I got 16/20s here. That's the size of those. I got some lemon, oregano, chili pepper, garlic. And this is how I did my garlic. I just sliced it like that. I didn't crush it at all. I just sliced it down because I didn't want that hard garlic flavor to punch through. So we got some salt here, extra virgin olive oil, and of course we got some butter. So normally you don't see a shrimp scampi with vegetables in it. Why not? You go through the effort to put the scampi together, and then I feel that you should put anything you want to put in that scampi. So we're going in with the cauliflower. So the first thing I do is take off the leaves of the cauliflower. Just like that. Now I like to use one of the smaller knives. Now this is a paring knife. And I'm gonna be very honest with you guys. Use whatever knife you feel comfortable with. A lot of people will tell you, oh, you need to use this knife for that knife for this. And you see a lot of the Asians, what do? They use a meat cleaver for pretty much everything. So whatever knife you're comfortable with, use that knife, because if you use something like this, you might cut yourself. So just go around the cauliflower like that. And we're just gonna pop out the base of the cauliflower. Then we're gonna take our knife and go around, and we're gonna get the actual pieces of cauliflower out of here. So just like that, follow the cauliflower around. And of course, if you didn't have one of these knives, I'll show you on the next one, you can just snap them out. So there you go. Just a little fancy tool you could use. So just break them up like that and throw them in. All right, we're going to show you the next one. And let's say you don't have any knives, right? So let's just break this out. You're going to have to put a little muscle into it. And get these off. You can just take your knife and just cut straight down and take the stem off like that. And then here's your outer bulb. So just take them and pop them out. Just pop them down. See, they're going to have little leaves on them, but once you pop them out and throw each one in, I'm going to pop this one out. It's a little harder, but it takes a little time, so I'm just going to pull down on it. See that? And just start breaking them out, just like that. So basically, you don't even need a knife. The knife makes it a little bit quicker. If you work in a restaurant and you're doing about 1,000 of these a night, you'll get through pretty quick with a knife. But if you don't have one, you can still make do without one. Or if you don't want to use a knife, so you just take them and snap them down. And there you have it. And at the end of the day, you still get to the same place I did using a knife. Just a little bit slower. All right, so now we got that. Here's our broccoli. So I'm just gonna break it off. Just like that. Whoop. And then once I snap it off, here's the big stem. I go down and just cut that. And now I can just take my pieces like this and I can throw them in. And the long pieces like that, just cut them off. I'm gonna cut them about here. And that's it. And if you want, you can cut the broccoli in half. Just go like this. You can just go right down and you can cut little pieces out of that. And that's it. So the bigger pieces, just cut. I usually leave the smaller pieces whole and just throw them in there. And that's it. All right, I'm gonna get organized here and we're gonna meet you right back here to throw those steaks on because we're gonna cook this later on and those steaks need to be done first. And while they're resting, we'll throw this together for you. So stick around, don't go anywhere. All right, time to pull these. Now I rotated this pan. They were in here for about a good 40 minutes. And there they are. Look at that, looking right. All right, we're gonna pull these and then we're gonna meet you right back here. So stick around, don't go anywhere. All right, so we're outside on our 4-burner. We're about to fire up these steaks and we're about to fire up that shrimp scampi with the vegetables. Let's show you what we're doing. All right, so we have our oil heating up in the cast iron pan. These are our steaks. I got these chilling out here on my grill. We're not actually using this grill. We're going in that pan with them, but I'm using that as a holder. Here's the pan for our vegetables. I'm using aluminum. And this pan is olive oil and butter. So now that the olive oil and butter's in there, we're gonna go in with some garlic. Rock it back and forth. I'm gonna reach over and grab my vegetables. So I'm gonna get these guys in now. There's a method to the madness. These vegetables are hard. You're gonna want these to steam. So we're gonna pretty much steam these in butter and garlic. And just let these slowly come up. There's no need to rush this. You want everything soft. I'm gonna get in some lemon. Put a little lemon in. All right, so now I got my oil hot for my steak. And let's drop our steaks in. Just like that. I'm gonna do 3 at a time. And there we go. You want that oil hot, just like the way it was. These steaks are gonna go for about 2 to 3 minutes aside, depending. And while that's going, this is going too. I'm even gonna drop a couple of lemons right in there. Just like that. A couple of nice slices, wedges, and just bring that up to speed real slow. A little oregano on top, maybe a little red chili flakes, and that's it. Let's take a look at these steaks. They're still coming along, and we'll just leave those. And we'll meet you back here when we're flipping them, so stick around. Don't go anywhere. Alright, I'm going to flip these steaks. And I'm going to flip them again, because I'm not happy with that blackening there. So we'll get them over again. See that? That one I'm happy with. So we'll just let them go. I like them blackened outside and nice and pink in the middle. Here's the vegetables. I'm going to add a little white wine in here. I'm going to give these guys a little shake. They're still hard. I'm going to drop my heat on low. I'm going to put my lid on and soften them up. And then last, I'm going to add my shrimp. Otherwise, the shrimp are going to cook way too fast. The vegetables are going to be way too hard, and you're not going to be happy, so you want it all to come out right. All right, meet you right back here. Don't go anywhere. All right, so you can turn these as many times as you want to get your desired doneness. Now I'm cooking these outside because they can smoke up the place. If these were in the house right now, you'd have a house full of smoke. So that's about where I want them. I got one over here already. And now I'm going to get this one out. And I'm going to pull this one too. And let's get the rest of these guys in. All total for these steaks should take you about 15 minutes to cook every single last one of these. That's it. All right. We're going to meet you back here when it's time to dress those vegetables and the shrimp. Stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, I want to show you what I'm putting these steaks in. This is a small, shallow container. You don't want this in a large container because you want these guys to all maintain the heat together. So I keep them that close together, huddled up, like sheep in the winter. Keep them that way, and this way they won't get cold on you. All right, let's turn these guys. And there we go. Like I said, as many times as you want. And I forgot to mention to you guys, if you didn't hear me before, what we're frying in is lard. Pig fat. That's what we're frying in. Same thing as bacon grease, but without that hickory flavor from the smoke. If you had never had a steak and fried pork fat, you're in for a treat. Alright, I'm going to look around and see. I want some more char on that side. Don't think these are well done either, because they're not. I'm going to bring this one back over again. And I'm going to bring my heat back up just a little bit. Alright, when we pull these out, we'll meet you right back here. Actually, I'm going to pull him out and get him over here. When we pull the rest of these out, we'll meet you back here. Stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, time to put our shrimp in now. Here it is. I'm just gonna let my shrimp sit up top, spread them around a little bit, and let them steam off. 5 minutes is all you need on that, and then we're done. We'll meet you right back here. Stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, we are done. Take a look at those guys. Beautiful. And then you got that nice scampi sauce down the bottom. So if you don't have that little bit of scampi sauce down here, you don't want this swimming and everything, but everything should be done at the same time. All right, we'll meet you inside. Stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, here we are. Season 6's chopping block. Pan-fried T-bones, shrimp, vegetable scampi, and domino potatoes. Let's show you what we got. Look at those guys. They're looking right. And we put them on the plate so we can get some of that juice. Never go wrong with a pan-fried porterhouse. And check out this shrimp with the cauliflower and broccoli. Doesn't that look great? And then we got those domino potatoes in there. Look at those guys. That's how those came out. Looking fantastic. And we're going to bring in a couple of plates. Let's get into that shrimp scampi there. Look at that. Doesn't that look fantastic? And you can see all the beautiful butter down the bottom of that. This is everything that a normal shrimp scampi would have, but we got vegetables in it. Because if you're going to go through all that work, why not add a little something to it, right? So be creative in the kitchen. And yourself and your family will love you for it. All right, I'm going to go for a little bit more shrimp and broccoli there. And there it is. And I want some of that nice scampi juice. Clean that plate up. Now the nice thing about this is that you don't have to decorate. I mean, you pretty much just take your lemon and put it around and you got a beautiful plate on its own. There it is. All right, let's get into these domino potatoes and get some of these on the plate. You would just take your spatula and just come up underneath like this. Just like that. And get as many of those as you can onto the spatula and just put them on the plate. Now I try to keep mine in line, but you don't have to. So I'll put them down like that, and then I'll just fix them like that. All right, then that leaves us room to get our steaks in. That's right. I know you heard me say steaks. So we're gonna get one steak in, and then we're gonna get another one right in there on top. Now this is how we get down in my house. We don't skimp on anything. And then we got that little juice that's down in the corner. I like to take the juice and just get that on a spoon and go right over the steak. Just like that. So don't let that juice go to waste. And sometimes you can even make a butter sauce out of it. And there it is. All right, let's just clean this plate up. And I'm going to keep this very basic and pretty much straightforward. I'm going to put a couple of pepperoncinis on the side here because I love my pepperoncini. If you guys have been watching, and you guys that know me, you know I like those pepperoncinis. And then we're going to put a dollop of sour cream on each end. This way, there's no end to it. There we go. Get a couple of scallions in there on each one. This way we have them. Maybe just a splash of those around, right? There we go. And there it is. Extremely straightforward. and beautiful. I'm gonna spin this around so you guys can see what I'm taking a peek at. All right, clean this table up, and let's get into this. We're gonna try that beautiful shrimp first. I'm gonna get some shrimp, and we're gonna get some nice veggies in there. So fresh, buttery, and flavorful. Those vegetables take shrimp scampi to a whole new other level. Outrageous meal. All right, let's try that steak. I think I'm gonna try the filet side, but I wanna show you something. If you guys thought that was gonna be well done, not today. All right, let's just cut that again. Give this a shot. Extremely tender, succulent. The flavor that we put in there from those spices against that lard that we cooked it in, pan fried, one of my favorite, hands down. Take that over grilled steaks any day. Phenomenal. All right, let's try those potatoes. Wow, 450 degrees makes a difference on those potatoes. They give the inside a very pillowy texture. The outside, very crispy, crunchy texture on the outside. They work well together. Great way to have them. All right, we're gonna meet you right back here, so stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, and there it is. Beautiful pan-fried steaks. We fried those to perfection. We threw down some Domino's potatoes on the side of there. You guys gotta try that one. Don't forget the paprika, it makes all the difference in the world. Sour cream on the side. And we did a shrimp vegetable scampi with cauliflower and broccoli. You guys gotta try that one too. You'll be shocked at the outcome. We thank you guys as usual. We always enjoy having you. And with no further ado, gotta get that last Pitmaster taste there.